Hariom students, I am Pushpanjali from CBSE English classes. Today I am going to teach you class 12th poetry Aunt Jennifer's Tigers. About the poet Adrienne Rich. This poetry is written by Adrienne Rich. She was born in Baltimore, Maryland, USA. She is widely known for her involvement in the contemporary women's movement as a poet and theorist. She has published 19 volumes of poetry, 3 collections of essays, and other writing. A strong resistance to racism and militarism echoes through her work. The poem Aunt Jennifer's Tigers addresses the constant of married life a woman experiences. Now here in this poetry, she has made a tiger. She has made a tiger, and Jennifer makes prancing slaveric tiger in the panel, but she is in the grip of ordeal and terror. These crushed her and affected her married life. It is ironical that such a lady who has not yet freed herself from a bitter experiences of the past creates such a sleek and prancing tigers. These tigers will go on prancing, proud and unafraid, even after her death. Now, dear children, you can see how she has made the tiger, and Jennifer's made the tiger, and she is explaining her bitter experiences of her married life. And Jennifer's tigers prance across a screen, bright topaz denizens of the world of green. They do not fear the men beneath the tree, the pace in slaveric certainty. Now here in this paragraph, the Aunt Jennifer's tiger, here this is not a real tiger. She is not talking about the real tiger. This is the tiger made by Aunt Jennifer. She has made this tiger by embroidery. Aunt Jennifer's tiger prints across a screen, and that tiger is jumping in that screen only. And that tiger is compared with bright topaz denizens of the world of green. Here, the color of the tiger, that is very shining yellow color. You can see this. She has made a tiger. She has made by herself this tiger which is jumping across the screen only. And this tiger is compared, the color of the tiger is compared with the shining topaz, which is also of yellow color. You can see here, very shining it is, which is the tiger who is the inhabitant of the world of green, means the forest. They do not fear the men beneath the tree. Now these tigers are very fearless. They are not afraid of the human being. They are sitting just under the tree. They pace in slaveric certainty. Here you can see they run fast. They run very fast. They are just shining and brave, and they are very confident. You can see them. They are how confident they are moving here and there. In the first paragraph, you have seen, dear children, that Aunt Jennifer's tiger prance and move across a screen. The poet described them as bright colored like the shining golden yellow jewel topaz. They are the free inhabitant of the green forest and are not scared of the men standing under the tree. These tigers move around with grace, elegance, and confidence. And Jennifer's tiger are not real. They are images created by her own needle. Aunt Jennifer, who is held captive by the oppressive hand of a particular society, create in her art of an alternate world of freedom. The tigers represent her dreams, her desire to be free from constant fear and oppression that governs her life. These majestic and fearless tigers also represent a sharp contrast to Aunt Jennifer's herself, who is bound by the constraints of married life. How she was getting tortured in the married life. Her bitter experiences she is sharing with us. Now see the second paragraph. Aunt Jennifer's fingers fluttering through her wool, find even the ivory needle hard to pull. The massive weight of Uncle's wedding band sits heavily upon Aunt Jennifer's hand. Now here the meaning of fluttering, you can see here that massive means very heavy. Ringed with means surrounded by. Ordeals mean bitter experiences. And mastered by, put under the control. Now here you can see, dear children, that how in this second paragraph, how her hand, Aunt Jennifer's hand, how she is means in absence of his husband also, she is not confident. She is how much what is happening to her. And Jennifer's fingers were fluttering through her wool. Even her fingers, she was not comfortable with the knitting that needle. She was finding even the ivory needle hard to pull. The weight of Uncle's wedding band was lying heavily on her hand. There was Uncle's wedding band upon Aunt Jennifer's hand. It sits heavily. Now you can see, dear children, here in the second paragraph, and Jennifer's fingers fluttering through her wool. Now you can see her fingers are not comfortable here. They are not moving comfortably. Find even the ivory needle hard to pull. She was not even very comfortably, she can move the needle. That's so lightweight needle. That needle does not have a very, you can see very heavy. That are not very heavy. They are very lightweight. But she is not able to just pull them. The massive weight of Uncle's wedding band. You can see this heavy. You can't say this ring is not having a very heavy weight. They are also very lightweight. But what she is telling here? She is telling the massive weight of the Uncle's wedding band. That heavy weight she was not able to just uphold it. Sits heavily upon Aunt Jennifer's hand. Now that band which is encircled her hand, you can see here, and Jennifer is here shown to be creating a beautiful images of the tigers by using wool. She is so much terrorized that her fingers are unable to carry the weight of even something as light as needle. She is victim who has been so oppressed that she is unable to pull the ivory needle. The uncle's wedding ring seems to be heavy on her finger because it was weighed her down with the burden of material responsibilities and subjugated her completely. Social conventions are also to be blamed for reducing her to be a woman. She fears her husband so much that even he is in his absence, she is not very comfortable. How she is shivering. Now see the third paragraph, children. When aunt is dead, her terrified hands will lie still, ringed with ordeals she was mastered by. The tigers in the panel that she made will go on prancing, proud and unafraid. Now you can see what here is telling. Her hands are called terrified because they pass through very hard and bitter experiences of married life. Now here you can see, dear children, what she is telling. Aunt Jennifer's, when aunt is dead, her terrified hands will lie. See her hand, because still the ring is here. What she is telling? Because still ringed with ordeals, she was mastered by the bitter experiences which she was having of her life. She is just under the control of that bitter experiences. The tiger in the panel that she made will go on prancing, proud and unafraid. Now she is telling that I will be dead. In this stanza, she is telling that this is a sad truth. The poet says that even death will not be able to release Aunt Jennifer's from the trials and tribulations which she had to undergo in her lifetime. The bitter experiences which she had in her lifetime, the traumas she had to face will linger on. No society setup or custom can stop men from torturing and terrorizing the woman. However, the embroidery she has done will survive forever. You can see the poet here, the tiger which she has made, that will survive forever. The tiger she has knitted will remain fearless. Now forever this tiger will be fearless, continuing their search for the prey. The prancing tigers represent Aunt Jennifer's intense longing for freedom and her desire to live life on her own terms. Now, she did not live her life on her terms because she was very much terrified of her husband. You have seen here, dear children, that how much terrified she was. Now we can say that in the last we can say that here the tiger remains constant through the poem and only seems to become stronger as the poem progresses. However, it is Aunt Jennifer who in the death gradually fades away. She in her death gets defeated due to her unfulfilled desires. She perhaps accepts the bondage of domination as her fingers still remain ringed up, and she dies surrounded by the difficulties in her life. Now here we can say that the tiger are the Christ's world of the freedom for nor prancing in pride. Now the tiger which she has made, that will forever, it will be very fearful, it will move, it will be free forever, but she died of the just fear only. Now see the poetic devices used by the poet in this poetry. We can see here, first of all, she has used metaphor. You can see she has used the metaphor. Here there lies a metaphor in the implies comparison of the tiger to the bright topaz. Here the poet has compared the tiger with a bright topaz, denizens where tigers are considered to be the inhabitant of the forest. Now she has also given the alliteration, the fingering, fluttering. Here the F sound is got repeated. Now again you can see here that the sense of irony in the poem, the finger signifies Jennifer's physical feebleness. She therefore finds it difficult to pull the ivory needle. The alliteration prancing proud, P here got repeated, signifies the everlasting strength of the tiger. Now symbolism also she has used. You can see here some symbols she has used. Aunt Jennifer. So Aunt Jennifer metaphorically represents all women as a group. Women who are victim of male superiority and domination. Now she has symbolizing here for all the women she is telling who are getting tortured by their husband. Now tigers. Tiger symbolizes here the true nature of a woman, free soul and value of strength and assertion. Now, uncle's wedding band. Here, uncle wedding bands, what it symbolizes? That she got ringed up with that. The burden which she was having. Now, come to the question answer. How do denizens and Slivrik add to our understanding of the tiger's attitudes? The word denizens means that they are proud of their home. They feel safe there and have a feeling of belonging attached to it. The word Slivrik shows that they have a majestic and worthy position like knights. Now next question. Why do you think Aunt Jennifer's hands are fluttering through her wool in the second stanza? Why is she finding the needle so hard to pull? Her hands are fluttering probably because she is scared of her husband, who could come anytime and scold her for sitting idle and wasting her time doing embroidery. She finds the needle so hard to pull because her fingers are tired of working endlessly all through her life. What is suggested by the image massive weight of uncle's wedding band? Massive weight of uncle's wedding band suggests symbolically that the binding and obligations of her marriage are too much for her, and fulfilling them has burdened and stressed her. Of what of the whom is Aunt Jennifer terrified with in the third stanza? Aunt Jennifer is terrified of her husband. What are the ordeals Aunt Jennifer is surrounded by? Why is it significant that the poet uses the word ringed? What are the meaning of the word ringed in the poem? The ordeals are obeying her husband's order, fear of man, giving in to his dominance and fulfilling his commands. Ringed indicates entrampments as the ring encircled the finger. Similarly, her husband has encircled her in his clutches. Her body and soul are both trapped, struggling for freedom and fearlessness. Now, the next question. Why do you think Aunt Jennifer created animals that are so different from her own character? What might the poet be suggesting through this difference? Aunt Jennifer's intense desire for freedom and fearlessness has come out through her creativity. This is the time when she is with herself and her innermost feelings are expressed. Her medium of expression is the embroidery. Through this difference, it is shown that the lady is not what she is. Her circumstances have made her so, but she has a desire to live life with respect, freedom, and pride. Interpret the symbols found in the poem. Now, denizens of the world of green means inhabitant of the forest. Massive weight of uncle's wedding band, it means the burden of marital obligations. Sits heavily upon aunt means has laid a lot of stress on her. Ringed with ordeals means to get entrapped in hardship and sufferings. Do you sympathize and Aunt Jennifer? What is the attitude of speaker towards Aunt Jennifer? Yes, I sympathize with Aunt Jennifer. The speaker is also sympathetic towards her and hates those men who dominate and suppress women. Now, dear children, I think you all would have understood my poetry. If you like my poetry, then please like and subscribe my